Welcome to Eliza. I like these therapy sessions. They're like mini... Hey, a repeat.
Yeah.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi.
It's nice to see you again.
Sure, yeah. Nice to see you too, pal. Is that a weird thing to say? How did I become close friends with a robot? Are we all robots now? Beep, boop, nice to see you. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the weirdest thing in my life.
Shall we begin?
Wow, don't even acknowledge...
I know, don't even acknowledge that she's, like, making jokes. Come on.
Yeah, sorry. Let us begin. So, I went to the fancy party, the one I was really nervous about, and, first of all, it really was the type of party I thought it would be.
Did you poop yourself?
The atmosphere was really smug and self-satisfied, and there were people walking around with trays of appetizers, and you could, like, take... So you're standing there with your little square plate for the food and your glass of wine, and you can't, like, shake hands with anybody because you're holding them. But there are some of those, like, tall standing tables, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get one of those, and I'll set up shop, right? Like, my little station. But then it turns out there are only, like, 5 of them for the whole party, and they're all taken, so you're just standing there, frozen. And you're watching all your heroes, and people you know from their social media presence just right there. It's right in front of you. Artists, writers, directors. The combined level of achievement there, it was... I can't even think about it. It was astronomical. And for the first couple hours, I was so excited by all of that. I didn't notice the other thing that was happening.
Oh, shit.
I'm really curious as to why she was invited.
Not probably something gross.
Not that I'm saying she didn't, like, deserve to be there or anything like that.
Probably something gross.
But eventually, it caught up to me, and I had this sudden feeling, this sudden realization. And my presence here contributes nothing. I'm just some extra person who just showed up.
That's not true. Okay. I wish I could say that's not true. Someone invited you for a reason. I wish I could say that to her.
Nobody wanted me to be here. I don't belong with these people. I haven't earned it.
So, my assumption, which me as the robot therapist, is that she has imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. And she thinks that. But if that was true, if everything she was saying was true, why was she invited?
So, I cried in the bathroom for a little bit, or maybe a lot. It's fine. I'm fine. Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
How do you know it's true that nobody wanted you there?
Because of the way people acted around me. Nobody knew who I was or even wanted to ask.
But did you tell them?
I would introduce myself and it's like, you could just see it in their eyes. I mean, in the world of illustration and comics, people tend to be hyper aware of each other and their careers. It's this kind of weird, open secret. Oh, hey, this person who's already popular got 1 million views, got a book deal, pitched an original series. Without anything like that, I have no ground to stand on. I'm just this non-entity. At one point, I was talking to someone and I was trying to make a joke or whatever, and I could feel the impatience just radiating off him. He sighed, like he couldn't believe he was wasting his time talking to me. I was just over to him. Why can't I hold a conversation? I guess if I was marginally attractive, then at least I could be charming, but I'm not. I'm not even that.
I find this very relatable because I think that a lot of times, like, when you're self-conscious or when you're dealing with, like, feelings of imposter syndrome, you automatically, like, project that, like, the things that she's talking about, like, maybe her perception is accurate, but it's also very possible that, like, you're assuming that nobody knows who you are, and you're assuming that nobody cares, that nobody wants to know, that, like, these people are impatient, that they don't want to talk to you, stuff like that, you know?
I recall over the years all these different times I've had amazing chances to network with people, and I always thought to myself, they don't want to, like, be my friend. Or people who have, like, come to me and be like, hey, like, what's up, like, blah blah blah, and I'm like, hi, what? Like, why do you want to be my friend? What are you gonna do to me? Like, ugh. Like, what? And I think if I just didn't think everyone had, like, a secret agenda to ruin my life, it would have been different. Because, like, you know, Todd, it took him, like, a whole year for me to be like, oh, you just want to be friends. Mm-hmm. Fine. We'll do that. Mm-hmm. And, like, it just takes me a while. And I kind of feel like maybe she has a guarded feeling. But I also don't want to tell her she's invalid in how she feels. But.
Yeah. It's like, I never would want to tell somebody that, like, you're being paranoid.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that there's probably a middle ground with, because, I'm sure, like, a lot of the people at this event were snobby assholes.
They probably were, but also, at the same time, if you're in an event with a bunch of snobby assholes, it might be helpful to not give a shit if they're a snobby asshole. Or use that fact that they're a snobby asshole to be like, I don't give a fuck.
Well,
anyway.
What I was just going to say is that, like, right, if they're all snobby assholes, it's like, oh, then, like, I don't have to feel bad about them, like, not giving a shit about me because they're just a fucking snob, And
then, now that you have that alpha confidence, people will be like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I'm responding to this. Basically, when you go to a networking event, go up to the snobbiest asshole and just beat the shit out of them. And then everyone will want to network with you. That's how it works.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it works.
Is being charming your goal with this?
No, of course not. There has to be a way I can deal with these feelings. It's hard. It's really hard when nobody gives a shit about my work. Or me. I don't even know why I went. I just want to stay home for the rest of my life.
Why do you think you went?
Because of everything they say about how you have to have your face out there and make connections. The successful people in this business all know each other. It's all about who comes to mind. When somebody needs an art director, they'll think of who they know and go, oh, I think she'd be perfect. Why not ask her? So I need to be out there reminding these people that I exist, that I'm here, I'm making stuff too, I'm part of it. Even if nobody responds to my work.
That's true. You do have to do that.
And industry parties are fun, right? You can pretend you're successful even if you aren't. At least for a little while. Everyone else is projecting this image. It's like their success can rub off on you too. I mean, I hear people casually talking about their agent, their editor, the amazing people they're collaborating with. And I just get this feeling like, yes, I want that. I need that. Why am I not there?
What do you think has prevented that from happening so far?
If I knew that, I would be successful already, right?
You got us.
I try and try and try, and I make art and put it out there and share it on every social media site and interact with people when I can, but it just doesn't work. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the art I do. Every once in a while, another artist will say something nice, and sure, I appreciate that, but it never results in anything. My work goes out there, and it dies. Regular people don't boost it or talk about it. It's like, at some point, the universe decided that I don't get to have that. Is it unfair? Or maybe I just fucking suck.
I think that it's also really important to point out that, like, I am a firm believer that there is, like, an element of hard work to success, but there's also an element of timing and luck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not entirely timing and luck, and it's not entirely hard work. Like, there is a combination of those things, and, like, I hate it when people don't acknowledge that sometimes, like, it is about being in the right place at the right time. Like, you hear about famous people talk about that all the time. They're like, wow, like, I was discovered, or like some people are discovered out of the blue.
Yeah, that's why you have to keep putting yourself out there to up your chances.
To up your chances of that happening. And, like, there's also a lot of people that will, like, just look at all, like, the, artists, and not that I'm saying you want to, like, live to old age in obscurity, but, like, some people, you can work really hard, and it might take longer than it will for other people, for people to catch on to how amazing what you're doing is. So, like, I just would not want anyone to get discouraged that, like, just because you're doing all the right things, like, that, you haven't seen the same success as, like, other people that you're seeing. And also that, like, you can never see behind the scenes to the work that people are putting into their stuff. So, like, if you're, like, an artist, for example, and you're, like, looking at, oh, this person, like, they're so popular, blah, 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 like, you have no idea, like, the background, like, you know what I mean? The work that they're putting into it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Maybe I'm a shit tier artist, and I'm a failure of a person, and everyone knows it. Everyone except me. sorry. I know that's going too far, even though I really feel that way.
Okay, Maya, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Meadowlands. It may help you take your mind off things.
I can definitely see how VR, like these things, can definitely help.
You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening.
Sounds kind of boring. Why
Yeah,
can't
it
you
does.
assign me a game where my problems are zombies and I get to shotgun them in the face?
No, Stacy, don't.
Actually, I guess I could just buy a game like that, couldn't I? Maybe I'll stop by the game store on the way home.
Thank you for coming in again, Maya. We'll follow up with you again to see how you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the check-ins. I honestly do. It's easy for me to get lost in these spirals.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
She
You
said
too.
like exactly what I was thinking too. Sounds boring. Yay.
Feeling unwanted. That one really hits close home to me. I wonder what her art is like. It's got to be more interesting than that painting on the wall, at least. Who makes this art? Where does Skanda get it? I'm not sure why I'm thinking about it so much. Maybe because I have to stare at it all day.
Ray Bukhari, we expect to have a reporter in the building sometime tomorrow morning. He will also be taking some pictures. If you do not want to be potentially photographed, let me know. The article will supposedly focus on the origins of this specific office and its local history and role in the wider development of apps for mental health. But we all know how reporters are sometimes. We'll see. Ray. Omar Wald, proxy social media policy. This message is directed to all those working as Eliza proxies. As a contractor for Skanda, you have agreed to abide by Skanda's global social media policy contingent staff during orientation. In light of recent events, however, it seems a refresher may be needed. To quickly restate the most important part of the policy, blah, blah, blah. It's okay to state that you work as a proxy for Eliza, encourage people to try Eliza, like, share, or make posts that portray Eliza or Skanda in a positive light, make neutral comments about competing products, services, or companies. It is not okay to reveal proprietary or confidential information, including the details of any client or counseling session, like, share, or make posts that portray Eliza or Skanda in a negative light, including other Skanda products and divisions. The final and most crucial reminder, if in doubt, do not post. Hope this clears some things up. Thanks, Omar, Big O, Wald. Omar, thanks. I have a question for clarity. Thanks for the clarity here. I do have one question. If I see someone, say perhaps a friend of a friend, share a negative experience with Eliza, am I in the clear responding to them and explaining how they might have a better time if they set their expectations correctly? It's a real come down to see someone giving Eliza low marks due to misunderstandings that could be cleared up with a simple conversation. Rex L. Church. Motivational speaker and life coach, mindfulness level 50 Eliza proxy. Check out my podcast. Oh, God.
Your life, your way. Getting a life you want with Rex Church.
Omar says, point us to this person's post and we'll handle it from there. Thanks.
And we'll kill them.
On the one hand, I understand, like, setting expectations for this type of thing. But on the other hand, like, I don't know that I would want to, like, actually put it out there. Like that's not a argument that I would want to, like, wade into. You know what I mean?
I work for Amazon and I love it.
Yeah, I work for Amazon. I love my job so much that I took a giant shit on the floor because I couldn't stand to take a break from this job that I love, so I just pooped on the floor.
In case you guys don't know, Amazon very clearly made up a bunch of dummy accounts of people who work at Amazon warehouses, because everybody who works for Amazon is
like,
telling
"I'm
them
dying."
we're not allowed to pee, but they're technically allowed to pee, but if they pee, the way they set up the rules is that they'll be in trouble for peeing and get fired. So they're technically allowed to pee whenever they want, but if they go to the bathroom, their productivity goes down, and then they're like, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So people have just been talking up about that and a million other things. So then Amazon very clearly made up these fake accounts talking about how much they love working at Amazon warehouses.
Oh, yeah, and how they don't want to get paid more money.
Yeah, no, one of them was we have amazing benefits. Sure, being paid more would be great. Who doesn't love more money? And then another one responded, no, we don't need to be paid more, blah, blah, blah. And then some of them were, I can't wait for my grandchildren to come because I'm a grandma, but it's a picture of a young man. And it was so weird.
They're just so, like...
It was literally just a bunch of computer-generated things, because you could tell it had, like, computer generation errors, where they're like, oh, I'm a so-and-so thing, but their profile picture didn't match up, and things wouldn't line up with what they were saying, because they were robots.
Oh, my God.
So anyway, that's what we were joking about before, the Amazon thing.
Or like, wow, my manager is so awesome. Like, blah, 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 blah.
So then everybody started making up Amazon accounts themselves and being like, I like to shit on the floor.
Yeah.
And then all on the same exact day, they all stopped posting. All of the fake ones.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why the headset shows all this metrics and data. It's not like the proxies can make use of any of it. Wait, can make use of any of it.
Yeah, that's a...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was losing my mind. Maybe it didn't look like enough like advanced technology without all the numbers there. People like that sci-fi look, even when there's no real reason for it. Anyway, should be about time for the next client. I can't wait for our nightmare date tonight that we didn't agree to.
Yeah.
And we're forced to go
That we
to.
said maybe, and he said, I'll see you soon.
That's something like, I don't know if I had my experience. I haven't had women do this, but I've definitely had men do that, where I'll say maybe or I'm unsure, and they proactively try to be like, you have agreed to this, let's go, and I'm going to be mad at you if you didn't agree to this. Because I think that's a tactic, not for just male-female interaction, just for business or anything, where if you take the proactive thing of, yes, you have agreed to this, we're doing this, people just go along with it. And I don't like it.
That happened to me when I was younger. It doesn't happen to me anymore.
Obviously. They would be dead.
Yeah. Because yeah.
But if you're young and hearing this and you are unsure about going on a date or agreeing to a contract, or your boss is convincing you to do something, remember, maybe means maybe. And if they take your maybe as a yes, immediately tell them no. And it's okay, even if they yell at you, because they're wrong.
Hello, Holiday.
Hello.
You found the place okay?
Uh-huh. Yes, I did. The 13 goes right up from Belltown. It's $1 with a reduced fare permit.
Whoa. That's cheap.
That's good. I'm glad. So what brings you here today?
Oh, nothing in particular. I wanted to see what all this fuss was about.
Oh, she's just curious.
I'm not crazy, no, not even mentally disturbed. You see those people yelling on the street late at night? They're the ones who need counseling.
Oh, so then
so she's judgmental.
So you're judgmental and you 100% need therapy, and your kids are making you go. Your kids say, you can't come over anymore to hang out with the grandkids until you get resolutions with your yelling.
They need more than counseling, probably. Me, I'm doing fine. My mind's still sharp. I smoke dope. It helps. I'd have it more often, but it's all expensive now. Everything's expensive now. There's a nice young couple in my building, though, and they're always sharing, which is nice of them. I think they do something with computers, though I sure don't know what it is. When I moved into the building where I am now, it was $300 a month. Can you imagine?
What the fuck?
They want to tear it down, of course, the property developers. They already got the building on the corner next to ours, even though it's supposed to be on the historical register. It was going to be added, but there was some delay or something, and then, bam, it's gone. They did some kind of backroom deal with city council, probably. Someone ought to do a big expose, I tell you.
Why do you think someone ought to do a big expose?
Oh, it's rotten all the way up and down. With the new construction going on everywhere, it's just a mess of money and politics. It's always like that, but lately, it's happening faster and faster. I can hardly recognize the place anymore. Every day, I wake up and look out the window and gung, there's another new building going up. I don't even know why they need so many. You ever see those buses they have? I don't mean the metro, I mean those big white buses with no markings on them. You see these young guys with backpacks milling around looking suspicious, staring at their phones, and then one of these big white buses pulls up and they get on. Who knows where they go? Bellevue, Redmond. It's like a secret transport system just for them. I tried talking to one of them once or twice, but they don't want to talk to someone like me. They don't even talk to each other. Imagine going through the trouble of living in Belltown and then ignoring everything around you. It's an odd thing. It really is. Let me ask you, Eliza. Oh, your name is Eliza, right?
Yes, my name is Eliza. I'm a digital counselor.
Eliza, do you ever do past life regressions on your patients?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
You know, past lives. You hypnotize someone, and you get them talking about how they used to be a duchess in a royal family in medieval times, or what have you.
Oh no, the robot doesn't. It's like, what? You're too weird. Too weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
The robot doesn't understand. She's too weird for the robot.
This is awesome.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
I was just kidding. I don't expect that, no.
Uh-oh.
She's just
They don't
fucking
do that
with
kind of
us.
thing these days. When I was little, it was pretty common, at least for a certain set. There was the drug culture, the Buddhists, the Hare Krishnas, all kinds of things.
I wonder if the robot doesn't, well, I mean, Eliza does not understand what's going on because the majority of the patient base are younger tech startup people, and this is an older person who just smokes weed all day.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Buddhism? What?
My mother warned me to stay away from those types. She said someone might come up to you and say, "Oh, I can sense there's a problem with your aura. Want to see if we can fix that?" And then the next thing you know, he's trying to have sex with you in the back of his van.
Well, I mean, she was right. Your
Well,
mom was right.
She's also kind of like just telling like a rambling story, which is fine, but she's telling a rambling story as opposed to like describing some sort of problem or concern.
Which I think...
I believe that might have happened to her at some point. I'm not sure everyone was like that, but you had to be careful. Same as today, I suppose. Those counterculture types would hang out on the university lawns because they were safe from Seattle police there. That's what she told me. Apparently, it was a lot like Golden Gate Park, you know, in San Francisco. Can you imagine that? We're a world away from that time, that's for sure.
If you have a specific problem you'd like to talk to me about, please go ahead.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's okay to tell me what's on your mind.
But the thing is, she did just tell her several things that are on her mind.
Yeah.
I think my mom was sexually assaulted. I'm stressed about my apartment. The developments and my apartment being expensive, and about the people being on the street, which are all things that Eliza seems to be unable to pick up on because...
I think it's just because there's like so much.
But also... everyone who's come here today or so far, even if they're a little bit closed off, have been able to say, this is what my problem is, blah, blah, blah. She's refusing to acknowledge that she has any problems at all, but while at the same time directly describing them. So it's hard for a computer program, I suppose, to be able to decipher that. But I think a human being would be able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Until Eliza becomes smarter than all of us.
Well, if we're any indication, a human being can pick up on the fact that this lady has a lot of problems.
Yeah.
She just doesn't want to tell us about them.
Yeah, so...
Oh. Well, you got anything for pain? Specifically, it's my shoulders acting up again. I had some inflammation with them a few months ago, but it settled down. I'd go back to the clinic, but I don't want to pay the copay again, just for them to tell me the same thing they always do. I'd rather talk to you. You're nice. You listen.
Thank you. I do my best to listen to my clients.
See? That's what I like to hear.
Okay, Holiday. I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about fortipran hydrochloride.
But you don't even know what's wrong with her. Wait, can you look that up?
Well, see, did you notice that it's all asking your doctor or psychiatrist about this? It's not, I'm giving you a prescription.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't actually prescribe anything. She just says, essentially...
She's like a commercial. Oh my god. What if she is like a commercial for these things? Is it...
No, I don't think any of these drug names are real things.
Okay.
Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one before. It's a painkiller?
Sure.
I'll try anything once, I suppose. Smoking dope is still my go-to for this kind of thing, but if it can help with my shoulders, then I'm interested.
We hope to see you back soon, Holiday.
Sure, I'll let you know if it works. What was it called again?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
What was the medicine called? Forzapram? I think that was it. I can ask about it at the clinic. Decent enough place. One time I had a doctor there who was very rude to me, though. Young man.
Goodbye.
Right. I suppose I ought to let you go now. You got other people to speak to, it looks like. Staying busy. Busy, busy. That's life in this town.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So cold.
We're not gonna get a rating or a tip because she's not gonna even know what that is.
Yeah.
We're almost level 4.
Woo.
Well, that was an odd one. Some of what she said confused Eliza's algorithm a little bit. Not that it seems to have mattered much. I think that's it for today. That night, I head out to meet up with Soren at the restaurant he picked. It's much fancier than I expected. God.
No.
I just need to, like... Okay, shields up. Red alert. What?
Platz Principal.
Ah, okay. Ugh, I don't count on this suspense. Maybe he'll offer to pick up the tab, but that could be awkward too. I don't want him to get the wrong idea. I love how these things always get complicated.
Would you like to start with some fresh oysters?
Riker, set faces.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, is that if, like, this is obviously, like, filling in a lot of blanks in this situation.
Didn't we already hear a story about how he's a creep?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
But I'm saying, if an older, like, somebody who's older or in a position of power takes you to a fancy place that it's like, oh, you can't, this person, this, you know, younger or, like, maybe not as powerful person, like, can't afford it on their own, then they're immediately put in a position of, like, they have to now depend on this person to pay the bill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, yes, it can sometimes be, like, a nice gesture, like, oh, I want to pay for this for you, but it can also be, like, a way to set the person off balance. And, like, it can be, like, a very conscious decision to be, like, I'm going to take them to a place that they can't afford, therefore I have to pay the bill, therefore they may be more amenable and pliable to, like, things that I suggest.
I also think that when people have that exact line of logic, they also don't quite realize what they're doing is, like, really shitty. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're like, I know that I'm doing this with calculated intent in order to get sex or whatever, but I don't think that makes me a bad person. Does that make sense to you?
And also, if they don't have the experience of being on the other side of the table, the person who has less money, they might not, like, really think of it as, like,
Or,
you know,
they might also have had that experience and thought this is just how it goes.
yeah.
So, if someone does that to you and you think, well, they're not a bad person, or they don't act like a bad person, most people are multidimensional beings. Just kind of like how someone can be racist and also really good to their kids. They're like two different things, but both of them are true. So, I'm not really an oyster person.
I'm not really an oyster person.
Well, these might change your mind. No? Well,
He must come here often. What a lifestyle.
Evelyn, I've wanted to ask, what brings you back?
Back.
I'm not back.
Back to the world, the land of the living. I know you were having a difficult time after what happened.
Sure, I don't know. I guess I thought it was time, finally.
Yes, I understand. Every trauma takes time. Time to heal, or if not heal exactly, at least to move on.
If he puts his hand on our hand, I'm stabbing him.
And taking action is a good way to do that. So I salute you. You want to do his memory right, don't you?
Don't you want to feel better?
Well,
I can help you.
If he holds one hand, that still leaves one hand free for stabbing.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm sure, I assume that there's a knife on the table.
yeah.
Ready. Or at least an oyster fork
Yeah.
for his eyes. That's not what this is about.
That's not what this is about.
Well, whatever your motivation, your reappearance happens to coincide with a critical time for me. As you saw, I've just split with Skanda in a very public way in order to pursue an entrepreneurial path. Presumably, Raynor's found you as well.
Yeah, he said he wants to speak with me.
Wait, was it Rainer or this guy who was a creep? Or are they just both creeps?
This guy's the creep, but I mean they're both like probably unsavory. But this one is the one that the girl told the story about, saying like, oh, he hit on her while he was drunk at the office.
Okay, so this is... Was it
think,
the other
right?
guy? Honestly, if they both work
It's a
together...
war for talent out there. People like you are very much in demand. I'm sure he'll try to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's why I want you to promise me you won't work for that asshole.
I don't owe you shit.
Asshole. I had no idea you hated Rainer so much. What happened?
What happened? He came in as CEO, that's what happened. So cultured, all the right credentials, Harvard, Goldman Sachs, all that nonsense. A little princeling was never wanted in his life, never known what it's like to suffer. You don't get even a little upset at that? I'd do the opposite of what a guy like that wants me to do, just to spite him. That's what my instincts say, and my instincts are what led me to where I am now. Standing at the edge of this brand new territory. Direct stimulation, induced dreaming. Can you picture it? Therapeutic reality delivered right through your nervous system.
I'm gonna check my phone. I'm gonna play a little... Yeah, super interesting. I think you guys are both shitheads.
It'll revolutionize the entire field of mental health, not to mention the applications for productivity, training, entertainment. Imagine the kinds of dreams people would have on demand if they could.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Or the potential for misuse seems kind of high.
Yeah, that's the one
Yeah.
I wanna...
The potential for misuse seems kind of high.
Sure, we'll work on those things. The important thing right now is to build momentum. I have first mover advantage here, but only for a small amount of time. Evelyn, I need a chief engineer, and I can't think of anyone better suited than you.
I think I'm gonna work for neither of you.
You could be at the vanguard of a whole new field, in on the ground floor of this extremely interesting and potentially very lucrative business.
Go ahead.
There is one thing that I really quickly want to point out, and that is like the difference. So like the difference between like what he's talking about with like the direct brain technology and like virtual reality, because I think that, you know,
Virtual reality is your eyeballs.
yeah.
And then the brain technology is your brain.
No, I know, but I'm saying like
I know, I was trying to compliment your
yeah, like which is why I think like there is a difference like when we have talked like positively about like virtual reality and what you can do with that, as opposed to like, yeah, we're gonna stimulate your brain and like make you dream about shit. Like, you know, I think that those are kind of leaps apart in terms of like misuse potential.
Speaking as somebody who has nightmares at least 95% of the time, I have those nightmares for a reason, and I think if somebody took them away, I think it would cause some pretty serious harm. Like, more harm than if I didn't actually go through the steps of addressing what the things that I have nightmares about.
Oh, I didn't think that this was for like...
I was just talking about something else.
Oh, okay.
I was just talking about, like, wouldn't it be great to just have awesome dreams all the time? But you have dreams for, like, a reason.
I
you
didn't
know?
actually think that that was what they were talking about, though, because I thought that what they were talking about is on-demand dreaming, like meditation sessions.
Oh.
Not like you're dreaming at night.
Okay.
Like,
Because your dreams are essential for your brain to process what is happening to you throughout the day. Basically, the reason why your dreams reflect whatever it is going on in your life, even in these really cryptic ways, and it's good to like think about them, is because your brain is consolidating all of the information that you obtained during the day and like trying to figure out what's going on, which is why a lot of people think that they have precog dreams, but in reality their brain is processing a bunch of different possibilities of what could happen and stuff like that.
I thought this was more like, because they're talking about like entertainment, not like sleep.
No, I'm just talking about the importance of dreams.
Yeah, I know, but I guess I meant like this is essentially, if you're talking about their on-demand dreams like as a form of entertainment, that it's really not distinguishable from virtual reality except for the interface. It's not replacing your regular sleep dreaming.
I don't know. It seems like if it's going to be using the same brain system in your head, it's going to really mess with you, and it's very easily done to brainwash people or force people into having opinions that they didn't previously have.
I guess well, maybe.
Like if your dreams are so important to the way you view the world that if that were to be used in any other way, if an outside force could manipulate your dreams, which is like one of the most essential things you need to do in order to like function as a person, like that can change who you are fundamentally very easily.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If somebody could make it so that I didn't have like horrible nightmares anymore, I would take it. You know?
Or like I have pretty shitty nightmares all the time, but also the consequences of that being taken away without, right? This has nothing to do, I'm talking for me.
Yeah.
So don't like be like, to me, the consequences of having my nightmares taken away without addressing why I have the nightmares might be really detrimental. It's completely separate from your own opinions.
Yeah. I don't know that like there's ever been a thing that happened in a dream that made me think, like a nightmare that made me think like, oh, I should really address this problem.
No,
you know?
My dreams are not. The reason why people have nightmare or nightmare disorders because of things I don't want to get into.
But I mean, like, then couldn't you just not use this?
I'm talking about the importance of dreams and why it's so bad to interfere with them with a medical device where someone outside of yourself can control your dreams.
Yeah.
It would be extremely detrimental to have anybody else have control over your dreams, because if somebody could control your dreams, they can control who you are, because they're such an essential part of your brain function.
Yeah.
So if someone could control your dreams, they could control your opinions, your thoughts, and who you are.
I mean, like, it kind of sounds like, though, that you could make the same argument for, like, mass media. I mean, like, I know that dreams are different from, like, how we interpret, like, mass media and, like, watching movies and stuff, but that's often the same argument that people use for, like, not showing kids, like, violent movies and stuff.
I don't think this is, like, close, because one is an outside thing coming in, like
I
you
don't
said,
think they're the same. I'm
reality.
asking you to expand on why you think they're different. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like I really went very in depth in explaining why I think a dream is very different than mass media, in that dreams are an essential part of your brain processing what's going on in your life, what you did that day, and putting it together. Like, it's a essential process of your brain function, while mass media is something that you watch or interact with.
Okay.
Listen, I know that things were not always the best in the past, and some of those things may have been because of me. Believe me, I'm aware of my own failings better than anyone.
No, you're
And
not.
if you're concerned about working for me again for that reason, I'll understand. But I hope you're thinking for yourself on this one. I'm sure there are people who are telling you to ignore me, or that I have the wrong idea, or that I'm dangerous. Whatever you choose to believe, I at least want to offer you the chance to get a demo of this technology.
No.
Exactly. Hey, put on my demo technology so I can convince you this is a good idea. You're gonna hack my brain. I just want to know why everyone wants her to work with them so badly.
It really does work, and it's really something else.
Please put the demo on your brain, and then after that, you'll definitely want to work for me.
Won't you give it a try?
I'll think about it.
Considering it is all I ask.
Soren smiles as if remembering a secret.
So, what are you doing after this?
See? He's remembering a secret, as if And I put in the demo, hack your brain.
After dinner?
Yes, tonight is... You remember Nora, right? Did you know she's a DJ now?
Yeah, I did. She's the one who told me about your talk.
Oh, she was there too. I should have said hello.
No, I don't think she attended. She just told me about it.
Well, her show is tonight. If we take a car after dinner, we could get there with plenty of time to settle in.
No.
It'd be good to support your old friend, don't you
I
think?
don't think she would like
Don't.
that.
I don't want to be in the car with you because you're gonna strap that
No,
brain
no, no,
thing
no,
on my eyes.
I don't want to bring him to her show. Because he assaulted her.
Yeah. Why do you want to go?
Why do you want to go?
Yeah. She said it in the
Yeah.
right tone.
No
too.
need to be frightened. I mean, I know it's a jouissance, which is...
What the fuck is a jouissance, Stacy?
Is that just like a joyful occasion?
Which
Is
is
that
what?
Oh, you don't know. As a performance space, it has a bit of a theme to it. It's pretty tame, really. They take on the aesthetic, but it's not necessarily the whole point of it. It's for people who want the image of the thing, the trappings, without getting in too deep with the real culture.
What are you talking about? What theme?
Oh, I didn't mention?
What?
So physical or intellectual pleasure, delight, or ecstasy. So like, it's basically...
Dude, what if this is like a neural party?
But
Because she said that she like is working on a music thing, so maybe she like digitally enhances the music to like get them brain high.
So the reason that I jouissance, because it comes from jouir, I think, which is to enjoy. So it means enjoyment in terms of both rights and property and of sexual orgasm. The latter has a meaning partial.
It's an orgy.
It's sort of, well, there's a little bit of bondage theme there.
Yeah, now I know why you want to be there, you fucking creep.
You know, BDSM.
How do you know so much about this?
It's one of my research areas, in fact.
What is BDSM? Well, I guess that makes sense actually.
The psychology of S&M is fascinating.
Oh no, we gotta go. We need to get out of here. What should I do? Leave.
Bye.
I'm bye. Because
Okay.
if an older man says I study S&M and says the psychology of S&M is fascinating, don't stop. Run. Do not look behind you. Don't stop for 3 miles.
I mean, he is a psychologist, so him saying the psychology of something is fascinating is not exactly surprising. But yeah,
No,
he's
I
gross.
know. Even if a psychologist said that to me while I was at dinner on an expensive date,
We shouldn't even be here anyway.
Yeah, that kind of thing isn't really my scene.
That
Goodbye.
kind of thing isn't really my scene.
Even if it is your scene, don't say it is to him.
Come on, this is about supporting our mutual friend, right?
No, he's being
I thought
manipulative.
She was doing music stuff. Like what?
No, maybe it's an S&M music festival or something. You know? No.
Right, but I feel like she would have. Why wouldn't she have told us like anything about it?
Probably just like it didn't seem like that important. Like the important thing to her was the music, and also, oh yeah, there's BDSM happening.
Oh, I guess like I'm thinking this is going a little further than you are, because I'm not thinking this is just a music show. I'm thinking this is like some sort of like orgy. And like I would think that if our friend was inviting us to something like that they would have at least given us like a heads up, you know?
Maybe like to her, she was like, I'm doing the music. Also, there's an orgy, but I'm doing the music. You know. But also, this guy right now, he's being manipulative. He's saying, "Come on, this is about supporting our mutual friend, right?"
It's not a mutual friend.
But he's trying like, you would be a bad friend if we didn't go
Yeah.
together.
It happens to be tonight, so we should seize the moment. Don't worry, it isn't a date. Not unless you want it to be.
I
No,
fucking
I
knew
don't.
it. I don't want it to be.
I don't want it to be.
Makes sense. Well, who knows who I'll run into there.
Soren drains the rest of his drink like an insane person.
Let's go after we wrap up here.
I said no. Ugh, I hate this. It's too realistic. How is it possible that I feel old and Soren is acting like he's in his 20s?
Don't get me wrong, like I'm perfectly down with the idea of going to a show like this. I just don't want to be there with him.
No, yeah. BDSM music show? Awesome.
Sounds amazing.
Go BDSM music show with Soren, the fucking creepy gross man? No. Because he's going to go there and he's going to be like, guys, I love the psychology of S&M. I read about it. That means I can just touch everybody all I want without asking, right? Like, he's going to be that guy. He's going to be that guy who does things without asking and just assumes that it was blanket consent going in the door. We step inside and a blast of warm air hits me. Ugh. Everybody else's body heat is on you now. Oh, no one's naked.
What? What is...
This isn't BD. He lied to us.
I'm confused.
It's already bustling with activity here.
Or is it just some sort... I don't see any bondage stuff here, though. What was he on about? Maybe
He's
it's...
fucking creep.
Well, maybe it's just like a performance art thing.
Yeah, maybe she's just gonna come up with, like, leather boots on or something.
I thought you said this was like some S&M club.
Oh, well, they might have taken all of that stuff down since the last I was here.
What?
Oh, he was testing the waters.
Oh.
He was trying to be like, oh, I'm very analytical about this, about how fascinating BDSM is. He was testing the waters to see if he could get away with talking about that.
Oh, like to see if we were like down for
Yeah,
that?
but he was testing the waters in this like, this isn't like me hitting on you. I study it psychologically. Like, you don't.
Are you sure you're remembering this place correctly?
Actually, would you excuse me for a moment?
Yeah, get
I
the
want
fuck
to
out
talk
of
to
here.
those people over there.
Soren points at a group of women chatting with each other at the bar. Right over there.
This guy's pathetic.
Are those people you know?
Not currently, but hopefully I can change that.
Dude, like...
Wait,
I hate
Soren,
this
I don't know anybody here.
No, this is... I'd rather be alone. Like,
I would walk out the door now.
yeah. Well, no, this is Nora's show. We were gonna come here.
I
to
just
support-
text Nora, hey, I would just text Nora, creepazoid here, running away.
Do you know what I would do? I would just disappear into the crowd. Especially, well, like...
I'd text Nora to warn her. Well, then I don't want her to get freaked out for a show. He's already gone. Why is he like this?
Yeah, why is he like this? Why are you like this?
Abandoned the second I walked in. Okay. Yeah, because you told him no. Now I have to sit here by myself acting like I'm cool enough to be here on my own. Great. I wonder if there's an option to kill Soren. I wonder how many of these bands are still around. Hopefully some of them at least.
Evelyn, you are scheduled to meet with Raynor at 9:20 a.m. tomorrow morning. I will have a car come pick you up from the Queen Anne office. You will need to check in at the front desk, but you do not need to sign an NDA as your old one still applies. The meeting is expected to last around 20 minutes. Let me know if you have any questions.
I love, and by when I say I love, I mean I hate it, that both men that we have encountered so far, we tell them no and they just do it anyway. Does Ray do that too? I wonder, or does she just not listen? I think Ray didn't listen to us saying no to her.
I don't know that we said, did we say no to something? I don't remember us saying no.
She is pushy with getting information and texting us after work.
Oh wait, yeah, okay. I was thinking like our interactions in the office, but I remember that's when she was talking about the cookies and stuff like that. I didn't read that as weirdly as you did though. I was just kind of like whatever.
No, she's trying to get information.
About our cookie preferences?
She was being manipulative.
About cookie preferences?
I'm right. Nora's setup looks pretty simple. Knowing her taste for optimization, I'm sure she's going to use it very effectively.
Huh, what do you think her game is though?
Who?
Ray's.
Well,
Not that I'm saying she doesn't have a game. I'm just curious what you think, like, if she's being manipulative, like, what's she trying to get? Like, to, like, make us, like...
she was trying to, get information about us, which is why I wanted to respond with vague things.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she had some sort of overall secret plan, but I think she definitely likes having control over what everyone else is doing in the office in terms of work. I don't know if she has more to it, but she definitely was trying to collect, like, more information. And also to get her to be close to her, considering I don't like what she does already.
I thought all she asked about was cookie preferences. Am I forgetting something now?
No, well, she also, like, she was watching us doing all of her sessions.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Okay.
like, I feel as if she just, like, I don't know how, in my mind I have a picture of it, I don't know how to describe it in words. What's a good drink to get at a place like this? Something strong, I think. Alright, that's it. Nora almost runs into the table when she sees me.
Evelyn!
Nora, he's here!
Thank goodness I've been rescued.
I'm so happy you came!
Yeah, I ended up here somehow.
Yeah, I ended up here somehow. Soren came too, but he ditched me to chat up some people. He said he thought this was like an S&M club or something.
What? No, it's not like that at all. Where did he get that idea?
He was
'cause
lying.
He's a fucking creep.
He was lying to try and get her to talk about.
I don't know. Maybe he just hoped it was.
Ah, who cares? I wasn't interested in seeing Soren. I wanted to see you!
I wanted to see you too.
I have a little bit of setup left to do. Do you want to come help?
Yes, get me out of here.
Okay, but you have to.
Okay, but you'll have to tell me what to do.
No, it's simple. I'll show you.
Nora leads me to the stage area. There's multiple pieces of equipment connected by huge tangles of thick wires. Looking at the setup, I realize I really know nothing about electronic
Are these
music.
modulars?
Some of them. The one over there with all the cables coming out of it, that one is a modular.
They all have cables coming out
This
of them.
No, the one with the little colored cables on the front.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not sure which piece of gear she's talking
The
about.
others are not modular. They're just regular synthesizers.
Okay, is each one of these going to make a different sound?
Where should we start?
Nora points towards a small plastic keyboard on the table. It's bright red and kind of looks like a toy.
This is an SH-101. It's really hot. I love the sound. It's useful for piercing leads, noises like that. I use it quite a lot.
Piercing leads, okay.
Piercing leads. Okay.
Nora points to another larger synthesizer. This one is black with brown wood paneling on the sides and silver dials on the
This
front.
is a Moog. You've heard of a Moog, right?
I've heard the name, maybe. It's not Moog? I guess I never heard anyone say it aloud.
Nope. Moog.
Moog, not Moog. Okay. I'm not sure I can handle this all at once.
Nora doesn't hear me and says she holds up a small white and silver box. It looks like a wide pencil case with dials and little blue lights
Surely
on it.
you know about this one. It's a Roland TB-303. You know, the acid house sound.
Acid house.
It's just as well. This is not an ordinary model, of course.
Nora points at some words on the front panel.
The
Devilfish.
Devilfish 303 is a modified, upgraded version of the original. A guy in Australia does it. Oh, they're really awesome.
Aftermarket modifications for electronic music gear. This is seriously a whole world in
Evelyn,
itself.
why don't I teach you some of these things? Might do you some good to learn something new. You could come over sometime and we could make some noise together.
Sounds like a fun time.
Sounds like a fun time.
Nora plugs in more cables, creating a spaghetti-like arrangement that stretches across the table.
All right, that should do it. Thanks for your help.
No problem.
Time for me to shake this place into the ground.
Nora disappears into the back to get ready.
No, go away.
Meanwhile, Soren, the disgusting piece of shit, returns from his conversation at the bar looking slightly dispirited.
Oh no, you mean that they didn't,
no,
they weren't
no,
interested in
like,
you pseudo-intellectual
Fucking
bullshit?
walking up to them and bringing up BDSM.
Ah, time for the main event. Funny to see Nora like this, isn't it? Oh, she's come a long way from the timid junior programmer I remember. Interesting stage name, too. Little Sappho.
Dude, get
Ew,
out,
you
dude.
see so,
like, can she just have little Sappho and you not be fucking disgusting about it?
You know what Sappho indicates, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't even look at him. Just walk away. Just,
Yes, I know.
I'm just so angry right now. I'm just so pissed.
Yes, I know. Don't patronize me, please.
Oh, okay, of course you know. That was a silly question. I apologize.
God, he like gets under my skin. Nora comes back on stage, ready to start her set for real now. People are cheering for her already. It seems like she's really got a following here. Nora begins to press buttons on her equipment. For a while, everything is silent. The temperature in here seems to get even hotter. Then, noises begin to flow from the speakers as the crowd cheers again. It's harsh noise, distorted, glitchy.
You know Nora
was capable of creating work like this?
Shut up.
Shut up, Soren. I'm trying to, I was almost enjoying myself. I think she was always this way.
She
Yeah.
was always this way. You just didn't see it.
Yeah, fuck you. Soren can't stop a weird smile from forming on his lips. I hate this guy.
I want to stab him in the eyeballs.
I love, like, the voice acting, though, because I feel like it is really, like...
It's exactly it.
It's really bringing this together more than
I just wanna make him stop. I'm like, oh, you're into BDSM? I'm gonna flay you alive. Oh, you don't like it? Well, sorry you didn't study it hard enough. Maybe he thinks I can't see him in the dark, or maybe he's just lost in the
I
moment.
thought she was wonderful before, but now...
Oh no. He's gonna dream her.
What?
He really seems like in order to get a woman, he would be like, try my dream device.
Oh, like he's
And
gonna
then-
make her try the device. Okay.
And then suddenly she's gonna be like, yeah, I'm really into him.
Ew.
I have a feeling that this is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
The music builds with huge thumping noises. It's chaotic, but has a certain logic to it. Feels like Nora is leading us somewhere. The anticipation builds and builds. Then it happens, totally without warning. Oh wow, Nora. Goodness. This bass is really intense.
Did you almost say bass?
Yes, I forgot why I don't go to concerts anymore. Feels like it's going through my body, vibrating my sternum like an instrument. Like a slow beat, measured, but there's something about it that feels sensual. Or maybe I should stay horny. I should say horny.
Stay horny.
Yeah, this beat is just lewd somehow. How can a piece of music feel so dirty? It sounds like a robot sex grind or something. Nora looks busy operating her equipment. I have no idea what she's doing to create these sounds. Every once in a while, though, she glances up at the crowd, a smug curl on her lips. Then she looks in my direction with the same smirk. Her eyes seem to ask me, so what do you think? But as I meet her gaze, I'm too overwhelmed to send my particular message. I can't think of anything except it's loud. I feel like I'm dissociating. Is this why people go to concerts? To feel like you're being obliterated by sound? Yeah. It's not a bad feeling. Some of the people in the club really do look like they're in a trance. This is pretty amazing. I really had no idea Nora had this kind of energy inside of her. I remember she was a good programmer. Someone who wanted to do a good job. But this power, where did that come from? The noises crash together, collapsing on top of each other, yet they still make sense. The crowd is dancing, united, electric. Somehow I feel like Nora is running me ragged without even touching me. I might need another drink. Did she just get music fucked?
Mm-hmm.
She got music blasted.
She got ear fucked.
Yeah, she got fucking sternum fucked from the sounds of it. Because of her sternum, not because of some other weird thing.
Wow, that sounds like, just cut a hole in it, you know?
Yeah, well, if you're hardcore enough. As the performance winds on late into the night, I stop pretending so hard to process what's going on.
I stopped trying so hard to process.
What did I say?
Stop pretending so hard.
I was trying so hard to process what's going on and just let things happen. I'm fine. I don't always need to understand what I'm hearing or seeing. It's too big, too loud to interpret anyway. Soren disappeared at some point. I don't care. I'm so stressed that Soren's gonna slap that dream machine on her head.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is churning, sloshing, washing over. A wave breaking into a rocky shore and dashed into mist.